Hello, I'm Dylan.
I'm Summer.
And this is Really Playing Games, the show where we play games. Really! And my mic works this time, so I don't have to do the worst ADR ever done for you two. How are you doing, Summer?
I'm doing great.
Hell yeah.
A week has gone by.
As they are wont to do.
Yeah. Time goes by fast. Rapid fire speed. How was this week? The only thing that I did this week that is not typical for me and my weeks is that I cleaned the kitchen every single day this week.
Damn, that seems like too much kitchen cleaning to me.
It was just the right amount, I think.
Oh, okay.
So my sleep schedule is garbage.
Mm-hmm.
I did sleep at nighttime last night and the night before, which was great. But typically this week, what's been happening is I get really tired at like 5 p.m. And also Wesley is in really rare form and Ren feeds into that energy. So if you hear babies screaming, that's what's going on.
It's good to have a supportive sibling.
It is. She's super supportive of his screams. Anyway, so basically what's been happening is I get really, really tired at like 5 p.m. And so then I get in bed and I sleep until like 9:30 or 10. And then I wake up and I'm awake for a few hours and then I go back to sleep. And then I sleep until like 6, like 5:30 or 6 in the morning. And then I wake up again. And it's just this kind of vicious cycle of like blocks of sleep, like 4-hour blocks of sleep. And so it was like Monday, I woke up and I was just feeling like, I don't know. I was like, I kind of want to make breakfast, which usually it's like we do like toast or something, like super simple cereal, whatever. Yeah. And I was like, I want to like make eggs. Like I want to make eggs and a bagel and like all this stuff. And so I did all of that and it's early. It's like 7:30. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, you know what? I might as well clean the kitchen because I'm in here and I have the energy to do it. And I hate cleaning the kitchen. I hate all chores. I am not a chore doer. My brain immediately gets overwhelmed and I can't do it. But I was like, I'm going to clean the whole kitchen. So I deep cleaned the whole kitchen, like did all the dishes. I like resealed, like we have wood cutting boards and like you ever like have to keep up with them, right? Like there's like a special cutting board wax,
you're
whatever.
Absolutely supposed to.
Yeah, you're supposed to. I don't. I'm not shaming people who do not do it. I also do not do it, but I did it this time.
Hell yeah.
I did that for my cutting boards. Like I literally cleaned everything. And then I was like, that felt pretty good. I woke up the next morning around the same time, like kind of early-ish, like 6:37. And I was like, I might as well clean the kitchen. It's not that dirty, but I could clean it for 5 minutes. And so I did all the dishes. I put everything away, made sure the cutting boards are still good. Nobody's used the cutting boards since I resealed them. And like cleaned up from dinner the night before. And then I was just like, what if I did it again? And I did it every single day over the course of the week. So Monday through Friday, every single day. The first thing I did when I woke up in the morning was make coffee and clean the kitchen. Not for me, for Flea. And then clean the kitchen. And I was so proud of myself. I called my mom and like was like, guess what I did? And she's like, what? And I'm like, I clean the kitchen every day this week. And she was so proud of me. It was worth doing just for her to be like, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. Like, I know it's so hard. Like, cause she knows, like she's lived with me all of my teenage years. And then also has stayed with me for like several months in my adult years, you know, when babies and stuff happen. And she knows how much I hate doing dishes and how much I hate cleaning. And I was like, oh my God, like, what if I did laundry too? And she was like, you need to calm down. Like, you're going to overwhelm yourself and then you're not going to want to do any chores again for like months. You just need to do it in chunks ADHD, that you can handle.
Baby.
Yeah. And so I was like, thank you for reminding me that I can only handle so much at a time and that I should just do what I can do. And I feel really proud of myself. And I've been telling literally everyone because I'm just like, I clean the kitchen every day because I really, really hate doing dishes and cleaning the kitchen. But
hell yeah,
I did. And the kitchen has been clean and it brings my little heart joy. And that's what I did this week. that was my thing that I did.
I love
So
that
proud.
for you.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
How was your week?
Fuck, how was my week? I don't know, I've been streaming a lot because it's still January. I started doing an Ocarina of Time randomizer, which has been fun. Ocarina of Time being, of course, my favorite video game ever.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's been fun playing it in a way that's new and fresh.
Yeah.
Do you know how a randomizer works?
No.
Okay. So for the benefit of not you, because you definitely know, but our audience who doesn't know,
Right.
a randomizer is basically a hack of a game that shuffles parts of it around to put them in a new sequence. So in this case, all of the items in chests and given as quest rewards and stuff, like key items that you would need for certain dungeons, for example, or to progress a certain storyline, all of them are shuffled around. So you could find like an end game item in the very first chest that you open, or you could not find the thing that you need until you've been trying for multiple hours. Which is a thing that happened to me. The check that I needed, the item that I needed in order to go from, because Ocarina of Time has a young Link portion and an adult Link portion, and then you go back and forth between them. So I spent a lot of time as young Link getting lots of items and things that would be useful to me once I had access to adult Link. And it was literally the last thing that I could check that gave me access to adult Link.
Wow.
It was brutal. But I have also shuffled two other things, which is dungeon entrances and boss rooms. So like the dungeon you would expect to go to second, I walked through the door and it threw me in a dungeon that you do as adult Link.
Right.
And I was like, I see, I can't do this yet. And then I finally got access to what would be the third dungeon for Child Link, and the boss room at the end of that took me to the boss room for the second dungeon. So fun shit like that. It's been a blast. It's a fun new way to play a game that I've played a bajillion times. And it's cool because like if you've played the game vanilla, you'll have expectations of like, oh, so if I want to get into this dungeon, I know that I go over here and I get this item, and that allows me to go into that dungeon. And then I progress the story, yada yada. But instead, what you have to do is go, okay, I still need this specific item to go to one of these places I could potentially go to. Mm-hmm. What chests or NPC interactions or whatever could I go and check to try and get one of the items that unlocks one of these places?
Right.
And it has more to do with where you can physically go than where the sequence of the story would normally take you.
Right.
Which is it's a fun little puzzle, and that's been a blast. And then we played Lethal Company last night, and that was great.
Yeah, we did.
That kicked ass. Except for the dying and the being eaten, those parts, and the falling into a pit. Falling into a pit was pretty embarrassing because I really didn't have to, and I just did.
Sometimes you just do. It just happens.
You know, it just happens. Yeah, the pit happened to me. Really.
Yeah.
It made me fall. I didn't have anything to do with it. So yeah, and then just dealing with some IRL, some family stuff that came up and has been stressful, but is, life.
Yeah.
But games have been good. I'm excited. Streamery continues to be good.
Yeah. Getting close to the end.
Yeah, we're getting there. We've got a little over a week left, I think, on that.
Yeah, 10 days.
Yep, 10 days, and then I'm free!
Whee!
And thankfully this year, February doesn't start with a Sunday. So I don't.
Yeah.
Because last time, last year I did a New Year's Eve stream, and then I did Streamuary, and then we had Really Playing Games the next day, I think.
Yeah. So you're like, I got 2 extra days for...
Yeah. So this year I was
Just
smart.
because.
Didn't do a New Year's stream, and we don't have Really Playing Games right after. So I will actually get to take a bit of a break.
That's nice.
After Streamuary, which will be good. Yeah.
I thought of one more thing that happened this week.
Oh, what else?
Yeah. Remember last week when I said that I had a sweater and a jumper and I'm wearing them. I'm going to be wearing them like literally every single.
Yes. Did you get your others?
Just for the rest of. I have 2, and I bought a 3rd set this week.
Hell
and they're coming on Wednesday, and I'm really excited to get them. So Wednesday I have 2. This one's like dark green, and then I have a light green one, and then I have the jumper is cream, and I have another one that's black, and I got a maroon jumper and a canary yellow sweater. So it's like very, very, very yellow. So you will see when I'm wearing the yellow one probably next week.
Hell yeah.
But I'm excited. I can't be tamed. Me texting my sister, can I send you more money for more? And she's like, you're crazy. I'm like, please send me the links so that I can see all the colors. And they each have literally like 20 colors. And
you're in your sweater era.
I am. I'm in my cozy era. I'm so happy. I'm living my best life. Anyway, I'm super excited for Kentucky Route Zero because last week was so good.
Yeah.
We had musical jams last week.
We did have musical jams last week. And
so good.
We'll see what happens this week. We should be wrapping up. Hopefully Act 3 will be done soon, TM.
Today.
Yeah.
Today, I would assume.
We should finish it pretty quickly, I think. Depending on how sidetracked we are. I don't know how sidetracked we are.
I'm like, my brain is so weird the past like 2 days. Like, I feel like I've been in a fever dream, and I had nightmares last night. So it's like, I told you I woke up and I felt like today was 7 p.m. the whole day. Yeah. I had nightmares right before I woke up for the day. So I remember them vividly. I know. It's because I woke up. Sucks ass. It's because I woke up and then I went back to sleep, and then I got really hot because the heater kicked on, and then I had a nightmare, and then I woke back up, and it was just...
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, my exciting triumph for the week was one of the radiators in our apartment has been stuck off, and I managed to fix it, even though it was corroded to shit and terrible.
And
I did not have the appropriate tools for it. So
but
that felt great. I ended up I have a power drill. And I ended up just tightening the chuck of the power drill onto the valve for the for the radiator, and just is the solution I ended up being stuck with.
I love it.
But our living room isn't below freezing anymore, which is nice. I think this has been the most rambling intro we've had for the show, possibly
We're back and
ever.
forth. We're back and forth. Yeah.
Shall we play this
1,000
game?
We should.
All right.
Absolutely should.
All right, back in it. Hall of the Mountain King. Act 3, Scene 4. Let's do it. Oh, okay. Well, we must talk to Blue first. What do you think? 1 or 2?
The second one's very jokey. I like it.
Don't keep the roads up too well, do they?
Not down here.
Not down here.
Who do you think is responsible?
Who do you think is responsible?
Yeah, Blue, tell us.
Yeah. Oh, right. I was doing, what was it? It was like
old man,
old-timey old man.
Old-timey old man.
Time to cut him loose, ma'am.
Well, now I'm having fun.
Ha! Okay. Slow night anyway.
Robots.
The bridge ends abruptly, crumbling in disrepair. Boardwalk.
Cool. I want more songs. They said they only had one, though.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll get more. A loop of decayed rope is coiled on the banister. Some rotted sections have been smoothed over with a fine dust. Computers. Broken computer monitors are heaped precariously among the rocks. Pet carrier. Ooh. A pet carrier for a cat or a small dog has been left by the path. A calcified rag wadded in the corner may once have been a blanket. Backpack. A hiking backpack leans against a rock. It's empty except for a dusty bag of cat food and a few punch cards. A pile of discarded electronics burns steadily in the center of the chamber. Hello,
Amy.
person.
Who's Amy?
I have no idea.
We've heard that name before, though, haven't we?
Have we?
Oh, it's triangles within triangles down here. Shifting, intersecting, overlaying. Isn't it romantic? Let's see. You're here to steal back the love of a boy you once knew when you were too young to recognize the movements of the heart. And you're escorting her, pretending to have her interests at heart while really, you're in love with the young woman as well. And so you've agreed to help him conspire to win her affections, but it's just a ploy to set him up for embarrassment and diminish him out of the picture. I'm into it.
Okay, Junebug.
Well, maybe I still have the knack. I used to be really good at this. I had 11 novels published, from The Billionaire Bidding to Fields of Longing. Real hot, bodice-ripping stuff, you know? I miss those days in my Lexington studio apartment, just me and my thesaurus, steaming up the windows. I thought you should listen to this, kid.
I'm not listening.
But of course, it couldn't last. You know, suddenly it was all computers everywhere you went. I thought I might be able to do something with that. Inject a little libido into those ugly beige boxes. So I went back to the university, and I studied human-computer interaction. And then I picked up Donald's research assistantship here as a tester, debugging. In my off hours, I played around with the doomed love story at the core of our little simulation. That seemed to amuse Donald, so I kept at it. I'm afraid I tinkered too much, made it too complex. Now our work is never done. We don't even have to add any new functionality. The bugs just grow on their own. Too complex. I miss those days in my Lexington studio apartment.
Pile of discarded electronics. Amy. A woman in a tattered cardigan looks furtively at the other people around the fire. Old man. Yet more old man voice. Donald puffs on a smoldering pipe while half mumbling, half singing an old country tune.
Where the old green river runs, through hills and caves not known to us, down to the sunless sea. Oh, who are you?
What's that song?
Oh, you've caught a verse of my absent-minded warbling. It's just a song from my youth. Something a dear friend used to sing to herself as we hacked on crystal radios in the boiler room. In old Kentucky where my love a lovely home did build for me, and where the old green river runs through hills and caves not known to us, down to that sunless sea. From there on, it's all meandering rivers and romantic greenery, and that is... What were we talking about?
What's
Shannon
that
or
computer
Conway?
over there? Yeah, I think Shannon.
Okay.
It looks like a harmless old computer, doesn't it? Like some beat-up mainframe exhumed from a university basement and left in this cave to rot. Or to flower.
I had to somehow make this guy older than Johnny, so this is this is where we are.
Yeah.
No, it's no ordinary computer. I've modified it extensively, and in some pretty experimental ways, believe you me. And that's to say nothing of the software, but... You look like a technically minded sort of person. Tell me, do you know the effects of mold growth on diffused base transistor circuitry?
Oh. Sounds like it would short circuit.
Certainly. But not all of it. Some moldy filaments are more or less conductive than others, and it grows in non-linear, chaotic patterns. We can guide it a bit through a simple application of classical horticulture, but we can't produce specific results, only tendencies. Thwarted and feeble, we hammer on this derelict keyboard. My name is Reason, King of Kings.
I love Donald.
But we are mere gardeners in the ruins. Our keystrokes echo off into the tunnels, boundless and bare. The caves stretch far away. We are too late. Always too late. What? Did you say something?
You were just about to tell us about the software.
Oh, the software. My life's work. XANADU. You've heard of it? The song by ABBA? Perhaps you've read about it in a journal. It's been years since I published anything. XANADU has evolved significantly since I explained its data structures in my article, Literary Multitudes, Hypertextual Narrative and Post-Structural Witness. Evolved, and then deteriorated.
Donald sighs dramatically and takes a puff from his pipe.
I'm afraid you are too late, fellow hypertext enthusiast. As the mold accumulated on the circuitry, XANADU blossomed for a moment into something holy and enchanted. Then all the charm was broken. Do you have any idea what it's like to spend your life building something, and then sit powerlessly as your work declines into ruin?
Oof.
They're all sad.
Conway, Shannon, or Ezra? I'm sort of feeling Conway.
I think Conway.
I drive deliveries for a small antique shop, and we're closing down.
Ah, shuffling around the dusty ghosts of antiquity. Well, I have my own ghosts, and I keep them in there. In XANADU. It's running on that glorious dusty machine. Take a look if you'd like. Too late to do anything but smoke and reminisce anyway. Far too late to do anything.
All right. Andrew?
Who the fuck are these people?
Weird computer fire people.
I love them.
You take Andrew.
Okay. Do you know that when I first... No, I mean, if this cave were larger, could it Now I'm getting ahead of myself. I've got it. How would you characterize this space? The one we're standing in now.
Conway, Junebug, or Ezra?
Spooky for a baby.
Kind of spooky, but I'm not scared. Spooky for a baby.
I think we'd all agree that's a fair assessment. How could... Wait. Let's unpack that for a moment. What makes it spooky? No, how do you know it's spooky or would be spooky for a baby?
Tunnel, shadows, huge fire.
I think the shadows are what makes little babies scared.
Shadows.
Sure, but they're not just shadows, right? I mean, they could be. They're projections, or maybe they're anatomies? How's that? Can you tell where we are now, surrounded by creeping anatomies? Close your eyes. Will you close your eyes?
Okay. Not happening. Only if you close yours.
I like the only if you close yours. Okay. I can do it from memory.
Oh, our eyes are closed.
Good. Now. You were standing at the top of a rocky peak. A tongue of flame licks the shadowy anatomies of... Where are we? Oh. Here again. How disappointing.
Junebug or Shannon?
Either. I'm down.
Junebug.
What are all these computers for? Computers? Oh, now I remember. I was writing on them. I described a cave. That was my job. Describe the cave. There's a great history of caves in the literature, don't you know? The walls are frozen rivers of orange stone. Isn't that vivid? I had a lot to live up to. I was a grad student studying statistics when I started working with Donald on his project. He said we needed someone with a more analytical mind to do the descriptive writing, someone who would appreciate the cave descriptions as real labor instead of taking their authorial voice for granted. Donald warned me it would be long hours of typing painstakingly detailed descriptions into the computer. And I put in the hours, believe me, I've put in the hours. I've described every facet of this cave in such detail that sometimes I don't know if I'm reading or looking, writing or exploring. Often, in the dark and lonely moments, I worry that in my sleep I've transcribed rooms from my dreams into the system. How would we know? They could only be entered with precise, faithful detail. That's all I know how to write. And all I dream about is caves. I only dream of caves.
Man, no one in this game is doing okay.
XANADU! Oh, gate. Oh, I love this game so much. I love it so much.
A massive gate constructed out of scavenged materials blocks passage down the far side of the spire. Another person.
Roberta.
I love how the space is slowly unfolding as we walk in a circle around.
Me too, yeah.
The kingdom,
is in peril.
you take it, you take it. Donald was my voice budget for the entire evening, let's be real.
Well, what else is new?
Do you work here?
Work? You could call it that. I gather old circuit boards and throw them in the fire. Sometimes I fish out precious metals and let them cool into toxic gems. I put them in my hair. Enchanted jewelry, talismans, a magic mirror that prevents the future, a magic shield that protects the bearer from age, a magic chest that's always filled with... I never went to the university. I was an independent scholar. It means that I took to the public libraries like a beachcomber. I studied fairy tales. And then I came to work for Donald. I paid the bills, rubbed leathering elbows with academics, scraped black mold from cave walls, Finally, now I carry the firewood into senescence.
Senescence, that's a word.
Yeah. The kingdom is in peril.
I have to look that up. Senescence.
Yeah, what is that? What the fuck is that?
The
a great
condition
word.
or process of deterioration with age.
I love it.
That's a fun one.
XANADU!
XANADU. Sorry, I had to do it at least once.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Baffling control panels are sheltered from the elements with a worn tarp. A closet-sized wall of knobs and wires looms behind the machine, humming faintly. An electric typewriter is the only easily recognizable component.
How do you think we get it started? This old thing? Maybe there's a hand crank around. Oh, it has a run key.
Act 3, Scene 5.
XANADU!
Yup.
I know. I knew it. I knew it.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
At something. You are staring at the. Around this. Yeah.
Try blowing on it. I like June bugs actually.
No, Junebug is
Oh, she's saying
just
that.
dialogue.
Okay. Either one. I like the blowing on it, but the switches. Do the switches do anything?
We'll do Shannon.
Do these switches do
Conway
anything?
flips an unlabeled switch.
I feel like I can understand it. Okay, that's worse. Yeah, I like that. It kind of looks like a house. Type house.
Typing haunts. Let out? You are in the East message with East read text. Bunch of shit.
Who's Jula?
I have no idea. That's
Oh, it's Lula.
the something. Everything's here now?
Did that say Lula?
Typing Lula. Donald Murier.
I've got the time machine and the
School subject there.
I feel like it's like sometimes transcribed for
Yeah, typewriter.
Yeah.
And you got
And you
display.
display.
House. What?
Damn, I can't tell what she's saying. Oh, I have my portable big gosser with me. Fuck. Old systems like this one can build up a remnant magnetic field that sort of warps everything along whatever pattern it's settled into, you know? The Degosser clears that up by suddenly shaking the magnetic field around until it's uniform again. Why didn't you mention that before, Shannon? That's how I like to think of it anyway. Like shaking a snow globe. Worth a shot.
This is also loud as shit. Oh? Tunnel.
It says
Cave.
wait. Well, okay.
Stalactites adorn the ceiling.
Like grotesque. Something in the center of the...
Premature end of file. Press any key to quit.
This is the lost... Oh, this is the lost cause. What a piece of junk.
Well, that was fun.
That was fun.
But what?
I want to know what they're saying.
Act 3,
Hello?
Scene 6.
No, I want to go back.
Hall of the Mountain King.
I'm so curious. Bizarre. What was that about Lula? Maybe Donald knows how to clear it up a bit?
Donald!
Donald!
Oh, Donny boy.
I love Xanadu.
It's time for you to ruin my voice again.
You shall not pass.
Nice.
So, you've seen it for yourself. What's left of it?
Junebug or Conway?
I like Conway's better. Is that the end?
Is that the end?
The chalky bones of a beautiful dream. But you can see what it once was, can't you? Can't you? There's so much more to it. Ornate labyrinths of memory, exhaustively simulated parallel cave ecosystems, real artificial intelligence built on sophisticated neural network algorithms. The birds in the forest could flock in 3 dimensions. The bats could learn to sing. And then it began to crumble when the strangers came. At first we only heard them, walking heavily through the caves, dragging things around, hammering and clattering their tools. Sometimes we heard songs, never close enough to make out real voices, just their echoes cascading wordlessly in the tunnels. Then we caught a glimpse of one.
1 or 2.
1.
What do they look like?
They look like... No, it's too horrible. I shouldn't be telling you about this. They're dangerous. They're strange. I should never have tried to outwit them. They were always too much for me. But it's too late now. If I'd listened to Lula,
Lula? Lula Chamberlain?
Yes, of course. Oh, do you know her?
We're looking for her now.
No, she's gone now. She left. We built this together, did you know? Lula, Joseph, and I.
Wait. Isn't Lula the paperwork lady?
Yeah.
Who was doing the art thing with the... Yeah. Where
Yeah.
she was like, I'm out, bitches. This shit's going bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is Donald.
This is Donald.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Lula's gone from here, but
Donald points across the cave with his pipe.
still in there, in Xanadu. I don't know where Lula is now, or how to get there from here, or how to unwind that damned tangled highway. But Xanadu, before its ruin, was faultless as an oracle, a shrine to perfect simulation. But maybe... Those weird interlopers destroyed my XANADU. Perhaps they know how to fix it. It may be dangerous. I've sent many eager seconds to negotiate with them to repair my masterpiece. Back there, that tunnel. Push back the vines. Crawl out into the darkness. Watch your step. After a while, you'll feel the terrain change beneath your hands and knees, from rock to crystal, and then to mud. Then you'll be out. That's where the strangers come from. Now leave me alone. I still have a bit of mold in my pipe, and a few dreams left.
I love it here. I love it in these caves. I love it.
This game slaps.
This game slaps. Okay.
Act 3, Scene 7.
So, rock to crystal to mud, and then we're out.
Where the strangers come from.
This game is so fucking cool.
Truly.
I just like, it's just nothing. It's like oops all bangers. I really love it.
Hey, whoa. Should I be clicking on things? Apparently not. Oh, yes. Okay.
I love this little crew that we've got. Well, this can't be right. Looks like an old church.
Worth
It's
a look
muddy.
inside. Or it's muddy.
It's
Sure.
supposed to be. Yeah, that's what he said. Crystals and then mud. Okay.
I want to stay outside. 1 or 2.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll stay with him.
We can look for lizards.
Okay, we'll make it quick.
Oh! Ah! So many things to look at. And we're
know.
not going with Conway and Shannon. What's this? An epitaph is engraved on the stone grave marker. Engraving. Kyle Pinches, generous disposition, will be missed. Below the inscription, a note is written in white chalk. HT 8191T, fill date June 29. Notes of Almond. Hey, Junebug.
Find any lizards?
One, but it went under a rock.
That's lizards for you.
1, 2, or 3.
Do you have a family?
Do you have a family?
Well, I've got Johnny, the vicious cycle. I've got you folks right now. Is that a family? Let's call it what it is. Junebug and the people that she surrounds herself with. See? It means something. It makes a claim. It's specific.
Sounds lonely.
Oh. Not for us. You just got to make choices and own them. You think I was born this foxy? I came off the assembly line about a half foot shorter and all gray, no eyes. They were going to have us clearing out the old mine. Doesn't matter what you look like under all that rock and water. A bunch of gray shadows shoveling and hammering invisibly at the walls, draining the tunnels. Johnny found some gear, an old tape player. We hid away in the underwater cave and listened to it over and over, and we knew that we weren't miners. We slipped out onto the road, just these two featureless shadows, and ever since that night we've been detailing, coloring in, specifying.
So they are robots.
Yeah.
I bet those tapes were the tapes that, was it Shannon's
Her aunt and uncles.
aunt and uncle
Yeah.
recorded
Yeah.
of the miners.
Yeah. I feel more like myself every day.
Oof. I feel less like myself without my folks. I feel more like myself when it's just me and Julian. I think I should be a musician too.
The first one is so sad.
Yeah, it's
I like
either
them.
1 or 2 for me.
I think 2 is a little bit more.
I feel more like
Hopeful.
myself when it's just me and Julian.
Well, there. Now you're getting specific.
Damn game.
I just want to scream and cry. There you are. What'd you find in there? It wasn't. Hey, what's going on? You look flushed, old man.
Doesn't matter.
Right, okay. We got what we need. Let's go.
What happened to the church?
Are they not going to tell us?
I don't think they are. Act 3, Scene 8. Hall of the Mountain King.
I can't believe they're not telling us. What was in the church?
We might find out later, I guess, but
Yeah, maybe.
I guess we talked to Donald?
Yeah, looks like it.
Trace in orbit round the road. Close your eyes with holy dread. For we on mold and whiskey fed, drank from rivers down below.
We found your strangers. We know how to fix your damn machine. But I'm not sure it was worth it.
Oh. Soon the visions will return. What have you found?
They say you need to type in a specific phrase to restore it.
Oh. Bit of a poem to rally the illustrious spirit. Of course. Well then, type away. By all means, do not hesitate. Type away.
Donald de-aged about 40 years.
Maybe.
Maybe I am intentionally going closer to the voice I was using for him before, now that I know who he is. And also to save my poor...
Your throat?
Yeah. Oh, God. We have to go all the way around the other direction. Okay.
Yep.
I was hoping we could just loop back. But no!
But no!
No!
XANADU!
That's a voice that used to destroy me that I haven't done in a while. Blah.
Blah.
Alright, Xanadu. Let's do this. Let's Xanadu it!
Okay, we're supposed to type dome in air. Weird. Just following instructions. Here we go.
Act 3, Scene 9.
Xanadu.
Yep. Good prediction.
Thank you.
Xanadu. End of road. Some kind of like house? You are standing at the end of a road before a small brick building. Around you is a forest. This is what Lula was, what was it? Recording into the tapes in the museum exhibit.
Yeah. Check out the building.
Enter building. Inside building. Weird lamp. You are inside a building, a storage shed for the National Park Service. There is a sensible modern electric lantern nearby.
Get the lantern.
Get lantern. Taken. Exit building. Enter forest. That's not something you can enter.
Just type a direction.
North. In forest. You are in open forest with a deep valley to one side.
Can we climb a tree?
Can we climb a tree? Climb tree. I don't think much is to be achieved by that. Sorry.
Can we dig a hole?
Can we dig a hole? Dig a hole. You can't see any such thing.
Pretty limited vocabulary.
South. You're in a forest.
Hey, it's a maze. North?
North. You're in a forest. Lula is here, soldering replacement components in a small handmade radio.
Oh, we should talk to her.
Ask Lula how she's doing.
Hi, Donald. I'm getting the strangest interference out here. I've been tuning the radio circuits gradually as we go, swapping capacitor values and tweaking resistor networks. It was working for a while, but everything I can pick up sounds so distant and muffled.
Lula hands you the radio.
Well, maybe you'll have better luck. You're good at this stuff. Just don't forget to give it back. I think go keep going north.
Sure. North. You're in a forest. Joseph is here, tapping with a small stylus on a modified pocket braille slate. A small gray kitten, no more than a few weeks old, dozes comfortably on top of his backpack.
Maybe he has something to say.
I bet the backpack and the pet carrier that we saw on the way up here were his.
Yeah.
Listen. Donald, I was just transcribing your footsteps. Sounded like... Joseph runs his finger along the index card he's been tapping on, from right to left. Long, weary song, drearily gone, dearly gone. It beat a melancholy shuffle through these woods, Donald. I've been noting down the sounds of the forest, with an ear for speech and an inborn filter for poetry, I suppose. So maybe it's me being melancholy after all. I'm eager to see what the poetic subsystem makes of these punched cards. North?
North?
It's been working for us.
Yeah.
At edge of hole. Ooh. Okay. You are at the edge of a massive hole. The dirt gives way to rock as the ground sinks into darkness. The computer tied to your upper back slickens with sweat in the afternoon sun. The rope slung around your shoulder has slipped under the strap of your backpack, digging uncomfortably against your collarbone.
Shine the lamp into the hole?
Light lamp. Your lamp is now on. Shine lamp in hole. The lamp light only reaches a few yards down the hole, where the rock is coated in a slimy black mold. You can tell that the walls are too slick to climb safely without assistance. Yell in the hole first to see if they're... I like how this is slowly moving up in the priority.
I would say probably try using the rope to climb down safely.
Tie rope to tree. The rope is tied snugly to a tree trunk. Down. Your feet slip a few times on the slimy rock, but you remain stable. Lula and Joseph descend carefully after you.
Because we're Donald.
Yep. In bed quilt. Funky cave.
That's what this is all about, the caves.
You are in bed quilt, a long east-west passage with holes everywhere. Joseph and Lula remove the computer equipment they are carrying on their backs and begin setting up.
That's the last trip, so everything's down here now. I'm down with either.
Let's do Shannon.
Say something back to her.
Say something back. You make an awkward joke. Don't be so morbid. Lula looks pensive.
What's the gear they're carrying?
Ask Lula about gear.
Sure, Donald. We may as well take inventory. I've got the tape machine and the synthesizer parts we borrowed from the School of Music. It's all tuned up to my voice, so we won't have to type so much. Joseph has his slate and the punch cards he's transcribed from the poems we read him. He's got the typewriter and the paper tape reader. And you've got the CRT display. How's your back holding up? Ask her about the cave.
Ask her where the treasure is. I like to imagine Ezra's just constantly asking these questions.
He's saying these consistently, yeah.
Ask Lula about cave.
Having second thoughts? I don't blame you. It's unsettling down here. Weird acoustics. Earlier, as we were climbing down, I thought I heard voices for a moment, or not voices themselves, but the echoes of voices singing. Some kind of eerie, tuneless working song. I'm glad I'm not alone down here, or I'm not down here alone.
Joseph looks uncomfortable.
Jealous.
Hey, Donald, can you help me wire up these generators?
I'll assemble the synthesizer, but I could use some help with the serial interface if you have time.
You hear an unfamiliar echo from a tunnel to the east.
Maybe if we help Lula, she'll have some more to tell us.
Help Lula.
Thanks, Donald. I can never remember which color a lead goes to which pin.
Lula begins unpacking a box of wires into terminals.
Do you think there are paintings down here? Cave paintings, I mean. Maybe some old pottery shards? From when the world was young and early men and women huddled in these caves, too. Do you know, I think cultural fossils are the saddest fossils. Sadder than animal remains, I mean. We might come across a petrified mollusk or partial dinosaur footprint, and we say, there was a point of contact here where a body touched the earth, and maybe there's a little bit of evidential garbage, but the life who owned that body never cared and has moved on anyway. And that's the end of it. But suppose I shine my lantern on one of these walls and I see a crude painting thousands of years old. 2 men and a woman, charcoal and blood, on rock. Someone put that there to keep something on the rock after she passed. A hope, a relationship, or a moment. A worry, maybe. A regret. She made a painting to keep something alive for her, but like that dead mollusk and that ignorant dinosaur, she had to move on. Whatever it was is gone, and now we're looking at this painting, this dangling copy with no original.
You are interrupted by the ominous echo of a grating, scraping sound from the east, louder than before. The hell was that?
Let's check it out.
In tunnels. Looks like the Zero.
I was just thinking that. Looks like the Zero.
You rush down the tunnel with Joseph and Lula close behind.
That got kind of intense back there. No wonder they're still thinking about it.
The tunnel narrows, and soon you find yourself crawling on your hands and knees. Navigating the tunnel gradually becomes more awkward, as smooth rock gives way to jagged, crystalline surfaces. Scratches and taps echo from the end of the tunnel, some short and piercing, some slower and groaning as if dampened by water. The tunnel opens into a large room. In Crystal Room. Oh, hello. You are in a large, irregular chamber. The walls, floor, and ceiling are covered with crystalline projections. Strangers are here, scraping black mold from the crystals. They look up when you enter. One of them seems about to speak. Finally!
Let's listen to what he says.
The stranger reaches for a box he's carrying and presses a plastic button. The box whirs to life and a crackly voice blurts something unintelligible, then slows to a deep gurgle. He looks at his companions momentarily in confused disappointment. Then he returns his awful gaze to you. Joseph flees through a tunnel to the north. Lula flees through a tunnel to the northeast.
I think follow Joseph.
Run north. Joseph scrambles across outcrops of crystal as you struggle to follow him in the dark. He calls back breathlessly. What happened to Lula? Lula, are you back there?
Stay and look for her.
Look for Lula. You can't see any such thing. Donald, you have to find her. Make sure you find her. Joseph continues climbing through the cave, into the darkness. Look for Lula. You can't see any such thing. The strangers return to their work, scraping the crystals. There is no sign of Lula now. You should leave.
That's kind of like, the reason I thought it was like better to go with Joseph is because Joseph and Donald were the two that ended up together and Lula left them. So it made sense, I think.
Yeah. You are in Bedquilt, a long east-west passage with holes everywhere. Joseph is here, panting for breath. Damn! Did they follow us? Where's Lula?
He seems pretty scared.
Reassure Joseph. Hell with you! I told you to find her, you son of... Enough. This is where she'll go, right? We'll wait for her here. She'll be okay. She's tougher than either of us.
May as well wait.
Wait. Time passes. Joseph nervously pets the kitten in his coat pocket.
I guess we could wait for another hour or so.
Wait for an hour. Time passes. A shifting, fluttering sound grows louder from one of the tunnels. What's that? Was that her? 5 disoriented bats stumble through your lantern light and off into an adjacent passage.
Search for her.
Search. I only understood you as far as wanting to search.
We have to be more specific. With the equipment?
Search equipment. The various computer and audio equipment casts angular shadows into the tunnels as you scan slowly across the pile. Nothing.
Down one of the tunnels?
Search tunnel. You select a tunnel at random. Your lantern illuminates several sets of footprints on the moldy cave floor, but they are impossible to identify. Lula climbs down from the rope still tied above.
Is it you? Or more shadows?
Lula advances carefully.
It really is you, isn't it? I got lost out there in the tunnels. For a while I thought I was running in circles or some kind of labyrinth. Every rocky wall and floor looked the same. Finally, I ended up here. I hid out for a bit, waiting for you. I heard voices, but I wasn't sure. Not after what I've seen. I heard voices and I wasn't sure. Not after what I've seen. While I was out there, I spent some time on the Zero.
What? Why?
Joseph, it's different than we've heard. It's like a real place. They pick up garbage, they deliver mail, they go to work and to church. My most vivid memory is a parade of images, like a waking dream or a slide lecture I'll never understand.
Something interesting is Joseph and Xanadu's lines appear in their entirety, but Lula's always appear in progress.
Read through. I think that she's the AI, like, within this, right? Like, he didn't mention that Joseph was part of the AI. He said that Lula was part of the system.
Yeah.
A television, a scarecrow, a crystal, a feather, a sandwich, a CRT monitor, a bottle, an anchor.
Joseph seems agitated. Okay, never mind.
Xanadu too
also
reads in. We should ask her more about it.
Ask Lula about the Zero.
It's calling to me, Donald. It seems important.
Important? It doesn't matter now, damn it. I'm leaving. To hell with all of it.
Get him back on track. We're so close.
Divert Joseph's attention. You shout something at Joseph about the project you are working on together. You'll die in these damn cold caves. And what about those men? You know they'll come back.
Tell him we can hide from the strangers.
Suggest finding a hiding place. You shout something at Joseph about going deeper into the caves. Did you hear their voices? They're not... They'll find you. But not me. I'm going back to the surface.
Stop. Your stupid fight is ringing through the whole damned cave. Joseph is right. We can't stay here. I'm leaving too, but I'm not going back to the surface. I'm taking my station wagon and I'm headed down the Zero. I think we need her to stay.
Ask Lula to stay. You plead with Lula about your continued collaboration.
I'll send you this tape when I'm done recording. I'll put it in the mail, and then you can see what your damn machine does with it.
Lula and Joseph have left.
Damn. I'm
tunnel.
so invested. I'm so invested.
Abandoned by your collaborators, your confidants, your companions, the only two among your colleagues with whom you've ever trusted the gift of your friendship.
Pretty thick. Sounds like Beardo had his heart broken.
You wander the tunnels alone, dragging along the components of your unrealized masterpiece, combing the underground passages for a new site in which to realize your vision.
Sounds like a genius. How do you mean? Vain? Vanity. Ain't it the truth? My aunt Remedios, before she got into the whole ethnomusicography thing, she was a painter, mostly nudes and oil. She had this model. I'll never forget him. Big, classically physical guy. Looked like he was about to storm Troy. He made everyone call him the Colonel. Weaver and I saw this guy naked a lot. You couldn't help it. He was always posing somewhere in the house, chasing the light from room to room while Aunt Remedios made a sketch off his profile or worked in the right mix of pigments for his abdomen. The Colonel had this magnificent hair, long black hair that ran down just to the bottom of his shoulder blades. One evening, he was standing next to an open window in the back of the house. The sun was setting. Early spring, I think. It was kind of windy. Aunt Remedios was trying to get his hair right. She kept arranging it, like half in front, half behind, running over his shoulder, lying it across his chest in this very specific way. But it itched him or something, and he'd do this weird, indignant shuffle thing, or the wind from the open window would push it around, or he'd start to turn his neck whenever Weaver or I ran by, and everything would be tangled again. The final product was the swirl of black lines billowing around the top of his neck. Weird thing is I don't even remember his face now, just that black swirl. Probably the best one she ever painted.
Hall of the Mountain King. Cool.
That's us.
That's us.
That's where we are.
Oh, that's us at the computer, I think. After what may have been years, you stumble out of a tunnel into a cavernous open space. Stalactites adorn the ceiling like grotesques. In the center of the room is an enormous rocky spire.
This is what it was reading at the beginning when it was all garbled.
This is where you will set up your equipment and establish your legacy. XANADU. Now is the time to continue your work. Research assistance 0, realism index 37%, romance index 2%, mold coverage 0%. You may hire a new research assistant, assign assistants to a task, or sleep until tomorrow.
Hire a new research assistant.
Hire. Uploading job advertisement to university message boards. You have hired Greg, who studies architecture.
Assign assistants to a task.
Assign. You may assign research assistants to debugging, transcription, or speculation.
He is studying. What was he studying?
This is the architect.
Yeah. Let's do speculation.
Speculation? Or is he transcription? Was that the guy that was writing
Greg
everything
wasn't the
down?
name of. We don't have a Greg.
We don't have a Greg. I don't know that the names are going to line up.
Then what I'm saying is like, let's just. I was just thinking like, what's he good at? Because he's an architect or whatever. Speculation?
Sure.
Maybe.
Assigning available research assistant to speculation.
Hire a new research assistant?
Hire. Uploading job advertisement to university message boards. No new applicants. Try again later.
Let's sleep.
Sleep. Greg discards centuries of exhaustive data on the uniformity of cause and effect. Now is the time to continue your work. Research Assistants 1. Realism Index 22%. Romance Index 7%. Mold Coverage 11%. You may hire a new research assistant, assign assistants to a task, or sleep until tomorrow.
Hire.
Hire. Uploading job advertisement to university message boards. You hired Rick, who studies library sciences.
Assign him to a task.
Assign.
Transcription? Or debugging?
Debugging?
Yeah.
You have 2 research assistants available today. Assign how many to debugging? Oh.
Let's do both to debugging.
Sure. 2. Sweep.
Sleep?
Sleep. Time passes. Greg fixes some weird math with some weirder math. Rick widens tunnels slightly to reduce the need for extra crouch commands. Greasy black mold is collecting on the computer equipment. Now is the time to continue your work. Research Assistants 2. Realism Index 42%. Romance Index 2%. Mold Coverage 21%.
Hire. Okay, let's put one on each thing.
Yeah. You have hired Weaver,
Weaver.
who studies mathematics.
Okay.
Assign.
1 to debugging, probably Weaver, right?
Weaver to debugging or speculation?
I'm fine with either.
Weaver was like the clairvoyant, right?
Was Weaver the clairvoyant? Weaver's her cousin.
Yeah. It's the psychic
Yeah.
one.
Oh.
Who could see the future,
What? Okay.
right? That's the whole thing?
I think so. I don't remember.
Because she sent us to Shannon.
Oh, yeah.
It's like... And Shannon was
Okay,
like,
so
she's
let's
always
do-
been weird, she's
let's
always seen the
do-
future.
Yeah. Okay, speculation. We'll just go bottom up.
Speculation
1.
1. Oh,
Sign. We can't choose.
debugging.
Transcription. Oh, yeah, whatever. 1.
1. Okay.
Sign.
And then transcription.
Mm-hmm.
Sleep. Time passes. Rick identifies a bug with the oxygen level simulation, but is unable to fix it. Greg extensively notates tunnel diameter as a function of length. Weaver posits that nature, not reason, is the master of industry. Intruders! The strangers are doing something to the equipment, but you can't make out what. You hide behind a rock until they leave. With trepidation, you emerge from your hiding place hours later. Now is the time to continue your work.
I'm not convinced this is getting us any closer to the 0.
Research Assistants 3, Realism Index 52%, Romance Index 7%, Mold Coverage 0%. Hire a new research assistant?
Yeah.
Might as well get more.
Let's put everyone on speculation.
You have hired Andrew, who studies statistics. All right, everyone on speculation.
Can you scroll down?
4. Sleep.
Sleep.
Time passes. Rick muses about the love lives of fungal colonies. Weaver makes a convincing argument for the edibility of stone. Greg had ideas. Andrew had ideas. Weaver follows the strangers into the tunnels. She doesn't return, but neither do they. Now is the time to continue your work. Research Assistance 3, Realism Index 20%, Romance Index 58%, Mold Coverage 8%. I mean, we need to have the cast of people that we have now, right? So we've got Andrew.
I don't know.
But there's also Amy, I think it was, and Rosa?
Yeah.
So might as well hire someone if we can.
Yeah, let's see what's
You
up.
have hired Mary Ann, who studies fine art.
I kind of want to hit 100% on something.
I think speculation is romance
Yeah, it is.
increasing.
And yeah.
Transcription is probably mold, and then realism would
debugging might be.
be debugging.
Yeah.
But I wonder how much.
Sleep.
Like, do we have to get all of them to 100%?
I don't know.
Andrew had ideas. Greg had ideas. Rick had ideas. Mary Ann had ideas. Greasy black mold is collecting on the computer equipment. Now is the time to continue your work.
Maybe we should try
Research
starting over or
Assistance
something.
4, Realism Index 0%, Romance Index 95%, Mold Coverage 16%.
I want to get romance to 100
May as well.
just to try it, you know?
Hire a new research assistant. You have hired Amy, who studies human-computer interaction.
Amy. Okay.
Everyone on speculation.
But now we have Amy who's real. Who's our real girl.
Well, we also have Andrew, who's real. That's the guy who's doing
Okay.
transcription.
Okay. Let's go all 5 of them. Let's
Yeah.
send it.
Send it. We'll see
Just
what
to see
happens
what
at
happens.
100%.
Sleep.
Time passes. Rick had ideas. Amy had ideas. Andrew had ideas. Greg had ideas. Mary Ann had ideas. You dream fitfully. You, Lula, and Joseph stand in a hallway. The walls are blank beige. It's just after winter quarter, but before spring, so there are no students around. Joseph says something clever, and Lula leans on his shoulder. You wish that instead she had taken your hand, or that there were any other option. Now is the time to continue your work. Research Assistance 5, Realism Index 0%, Romance Index 100%, Mold Coverage 25%. Okay, so we gotta get Rosa,
Yeah.
and then we gotta
I think it'll assign
think-
them to the thing.
that they're best at.
Oh, that's Roberta,
Roberta.
her.
That's what it
Roberta.
is. You have hired Roberta, who studies fairy tales.
Just assign, like, we have 6 now, so assign 2 to everything.
2 to everything, yeah.
Yeah.
Two. Assign assistants. Transcription. 2. Speculation. 2. Sleep. Rick makes adjustments to the echolocation algorithm. Bats now fly normally instead of getting hung up on each other's wings and clustering together like horrible leathery tumbleweeds. Mary Ann fixed bugs. Amy carefully transcribes the sounds of dripping water in all their variations over a period of several hours. Roberta summarizes the migratory patterns of bats through the tunnels. Andrew had ideas. Greg had ideas. Intruders. The strangers are doing something to the equipment, but you can't make out what. You hide behind a rock until they leave. With trepidation, you emerge from your hiding place hours later. Now is the time to continue your work. 6 assistants, 25% realism, 100% romance, 0% mold. Okay.
Hire a new one?
Loading job advertisement. Connection failed. University message boards have been discontinued. Okay, we have everyone.
Okay.
So
I think the 222 is the.
yeah.
Or do you think you should?
Should we stop doing speculation now that it's at 100%?
No, because I think it'll go down if we don't maintain it. So I think we always need at least one doing speculation. But we could do more to debugging
We could
for
do
realism.
2, 3, 1.
We could even do 3. Yeah. Yeah.
Because we
3, 2, 1.
if transcription is mold, we're at nothing on mold right now.
Okay. So yeah, that's fine.
So we'll do 2. Do what? Yeah.
3 on this one.
3. Assign.
And then 1.
1. Fun little puzzle.
Yeah.
Andrew fixed bugs. Rick fixed bugs. Roberta types up some lurid imagery from a dream journal. Greg transcribed experiences. Amy transcribed experiences. Marianne had ideas. Your habit of absent-mindedly chipping away at cave crystals and sprinkling their dust in the air behind you has paid off. Just a few feet down one of the tunnels blooms a small but kaleidoscopic garden of crystals. Now is the time to continue your work. 6 assistants, 35%, 100%, 8%. Ugh.
Maybe put. Is it debugging that increases realism?
Yeah.
Okay, then maybe do 4 and then 1, 1.
Okay. 4. Let's not do speculation and see if it does go down.
Okay.
Because we might just be full up on that and it might be done.
Yeah.
Do 2 on transcription. Time passes. Andrew fixed bugs. Marianne fixed bugs. Roberta fixed bugs. Rick fixed bugs. Greg transcribed experiences. Amy transcribed experiences. Greasy black mold is collecting on the computer equipment. Now's the time to continue your work. 85%. Okay,
it went
did go
down
down.
that much. Okay.
66.
Holy shit.
19. Okay. Okay.
Maybe 3 and 3 on debugging and speculation.
Okay. 3 on debugging. And 3 on speculation. Sleep. Roberta fixed bugs. Andrew fixed bugs. Amy fixed bugs. Rick had ideas. Marianne had ideas. Greg had ideas. A mail carrier on bicycle brings you a sizable bill from the power company. Now is the time to continue your work. 86, 64. Romance still went down.
Yeah.
Hold coverage up. Huh.
Try and hire someone? Might as well try.
Yeah. Nope.
Okay.
Ugh.
I don't know.
I guess just keep doing 222.
Yeah. We'll see if it goes up.
It seems like every once in a while the strangers come through and reset the mold.
Yeah.
But if we can get the other 2 up,
Yeah.
then we can just maintain those and focus everything else on transcription and hope that that helps. Okay, okay. Yep. You prepare a nutritional meal of boiled cave moss, seasoned with a salty, translucent paste you've harvested at great personal risk from stalactites. Now's the time to continue your work. 91%, 75%, 39%.
Okay, now let's do 1 for debugging,
Uh-huh.
2 on speculation, and 3 on transcription.
Okay, 1. Oh,
And 3 on
I clicked
transcription.
the wrong thing.
That's fine.
3 on transcription.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 on speculation?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We're getting there, I think.
Maybe. Fix bugs, transcribed. Ideas. Intruders. Finally, they leave. Okay, romance is at 100, realism is at 90. Mold
So
is
we
at
still need
0.
to keep. We need to keep 1 on romance and realism to keep
think
them going.
Romance stays at 100 if we only do 1. Realism went down, so I think we need at least 2.
2 on realism. Okay.
Yeah.
And then 3 on transcribing.
Yes.
Okay.
So we'll do 2 on debugging. 2, 3, 1.
Yeah.
This is the most puzzle we've had to do in this entire game, I think.
Yeah. I'm sure we could have started over and now that we understand it and been way faster, but that's fine.
Sleep. Okay. How'd we do? 100, 109. Okay.
Okay.
Can we afford to
One,
just
one,
do 1, 4, 1?
4?
Yeah.
I think so. Let's try it.
Debugging. Do 1. Transcription. Do 4. Speculation. We do 1. Sleep. Okay. Fix bugs. Transcribed. Ideas. Okay. That seems to be working? Maybe.
Yeah.
We should be able to just do this for the rest of it. Like, even if it's not enough, if it's not enough for this cycle, we'll just keep doing it in the second one and it should work out, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But we can't afford to drop assistance off of any of the tasks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, we can't have any of them sitting at 0.
Yeah.
Speculation. Okay. Sleep. Come on. %. Ugh. Maybe we do have to
We could do 6.
Okay, do 6 and then do like a
Try?
2, 2, 2.
Yeah.
I'm worried it's gonna drop it by like a lot.
We'll see. I mean, if we need to start over, we can. The game, it might have been trying to prompt us that we needed Weaver.
Maybe? I don't think we had a choice in that. Intruders. Finally, they leave. Oh. Okay.
Oh. Put all 6 on fucking...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just transcribe forever. Maybe it's just that speculation and debugging weigh on the other 2.
Yeah.
Like, apply a downward pressure on each other.
Yeah. We'll see now. We get roughly 3.
Okay, we got 11 out of that.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's hit it again.
All of them. Yep. Research assistants come and go. You don't encounter the strangers again, but sometimes you can hear the uncanny echoes of their voices off in the tunnels. Years pass, mold accumulates, and the remaining research assistants take to burning disused equipment in the center of the room. The black mold is intensely flammable and makes an excellent catalyst. It leaves behind a sweet, narcotic perfume. One night you have visitors, outsiders, different ones. Then later that night, an old friend.
You really did go deeper into the caves.
Premature end of file. Press any key to quit.
Oh.
Act 3, Scene 10.
Hall of Mountain King.
Yep. Is Lula here? I bet Lula's here.
That'd be great.
Bet if we go over to Donald, Lula's here. Hi, Donald
there she
and
is.
Lula. Who first? Donald
Lula.
Okay.
Go to Donald if you really want to. But I'm just excited to see Lula here.
I'm worried Lula, because Lula's our end goal. I'm worried this is the leave.
Okay. We're gonna have to walk all the way back around. Oh.
Oh, no, it's both of them.
You really
Okay.
did. Okay. You really did go deeper into the caves. Well, you were easy enough to find. I met a few of your former assistants. One can't help but hear things. So, this is what became of our project.
Oh, I've made some additions. Joseph stole the data tapes for the first half, so I've had some blank spots to fill.
Yes, I know. He published his version, actually. I'm sorry to report that it's a bit tediously sentimental. We've been looking for you. So you found the address data? Just pass it over to Donald here. Donald, will you be a dear and crunch these numbers? We're looking at looking to sort out a street named Collision, Dogwood Drive. How long does this take?
It should only be an hour or so. Andrew will carry it over to,
I'll be at the bureau for the rest of the night. Just market private materials for the attention of Senior Clerk Chamberlain.
How do we get to the bureau from here? The bridge.
Yes, the bridge. Through the gate over there.
Now we too recede into history.
Good too. Good night, Donald. Meet me at the bureau, and we'll get you on your way. Head counterclockwise to the cathode ray, then turn around. Then it's just clockwise until you find the bureau. Counterclockwise to the ray, then turn around. Between us, I think you should drive.
Eee. Okay. Spicy. Spicy, spicy drama. Oh, we're Shannon now.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, the gate's opened. Success. I like how this entire time Johnny was just like, nah, not for me.
Yeah.
I stay with the car.
Motorcycle.
Someone has left a portable tape recorder on the path. It doesn't appear damaged, but there's no tape to play or record. A bookshelf was carried only partway up the path here, before the project was abandoned. It's still useful. The peak of the spire is crowded anyway. A sensible modern electric lantern has been left here. The batteries have long since died. Whoa! Hey, look, we're on the other side
We're
of
on
the
the
bridge
other
now.
side of the bridge. And so is the
Magic.
car and the motorcycle. Thanks for waiting, Blue. We were gone a bit longer than expected.
Oh. Sorry, my computer froze for a moment there.
Oh, God. I think either is fine.
Is the screen share broken for you?
No, it's working. I
Okay.
think.
Which one?
Either one. Ran into some trouble, Blue. I won't lie to you.
Hey, Johnny. What happened up there?
Just a bunch of computers.
All right. Good shit, Johnny. They get back on the road.
Ooh. Was it counterclockwise?
Oh, fuck. I don't remember.
I think it was counterclockwise and turn around.
I thought it was clockwise and then turn around. You didn't write it down?
No.
Summer.
What?
Summer.
I think it was counterclockwise and then turn around at the cathode ray.
Okay. The rope. The cathode ray. Okay, turn around.
And just keep going until you find the bureau.
The sprocket.
It looks exactly like the tunnel. It
The
looks
anchor.
exactly like the tunnels.
Yeah. 100% it was. The bicycle. I mean, that's how they got here, right? The
Yeah.
feather. Oh, yeah, these are the coordinates that she saw, or that were mentioned
Yeah.
in the thing.
Mm-hmm.
The wheelbarrow. The antlers. The scarecrow. Bureau.
I was right. Counterclockwise.
You were right. I mean, I knew it once we hit the cathode ray.
Yeah.
Act 3, Scene 11. Long-ass act. 2 episodes, 1 act.
Crazy. Yeah.
Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. Look at these two. Oh my god. Got the time, Blue. I gotta get this thing fixed. Yeah. If she catches me asking you, I'll never hear the end of it. There's a cat. Kitty, hello. Meow. Kitty, pet, 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 pet. I like Junebug's like itty bitty little steps.
Yeah.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Hi, Lula.
Here you are. Marianne has the rest of the evening off, so I'm minding the desk.
Oh, Marianne, one of the assistants. Was
Assistants.
the person at the desk before.
You're not too busy? If I'm in the middle of something, I just let the phone ring. It's soothing in a way. The results just came in by carrier. Good news, Donald and his assistants were able to sort through the noise. I had Rick cross-reference the results against some of our records. He found a corresponding mail stop on the Echo River route. As it happens, the night ferry is scheduled to make its stop here shortly. The ferryman carries the mail and collects the garbage as well. I'm sure you can catch a ride out that way. You're welcome to wait here. I have to get back to packing. Are you going somewhere? I might. I'm feeling impulsive, and I'd like to be ready. Maybe back to Mexico. It's been years. They still have one of my sculptures in a museum down there, did you know? Big, ugly iron thing. Time to have it scrapped, anyway. Safe travels. Try to stay out of the water. It's colder than it looks and deep.
Like the river Styx, perhaps?
We're being ferried somewhere. Interesting, interesting, interesting. By a mail courier.
Shanna's moving on her own. Okay.
Wait.
Yeah, I guess we just wait.
We're only
Is that the end of Act 3? How long do we have to wait? Oh, who knows?
All right, what happened?
The church.
Up to you.
It's okay. You can tell him. Doesn't matter anymore.
Fine. So, we were in that graveyard.
And what, game? And what? Act 3, scene 12.
We're gonna go there. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
Where the strangers come from. Act 3 is why this game took forever to come out.
It's muddy.
It's muddy.
Yeah, that's what he said. Crystals and then mud. Okay.
I want to wait outside. Okay.
I'll stay with him.
We can look for lizards.
Okay. We'll make it quick. Yay!
What happened?
I need to know.
The church floor is cold metal, scuffed and flexed by unknown boot heels.
I don't know what I expected.
Strangers, he kept saying.
Kind of vague already, isn't it? Donald's a stranger. Hell, you and I are practically strangers. Listen, earlier in the mine, I didn't want to talk about it, but...
This one?
Yeah, what'd you find on there?
What do you find down there?
When I saw Weaver, she was on TV. I was testing a pretty simple tube repair, flipping through the channels to check the saturation, and she was just there. It was kind of horrible. I mean, I told you she disappeared, suddenly, ran away. We thought...
You thought she was dead.
Yeah. I guess I don't like to say it. Dead. And then the next time I flipped to channel 2, Weaver. It's burned in my vision now. She's standing in a room. The walls are a blank kind of gray. There's tape on the walls, like markings. And desks. Classroom, maybe? The camera is in the corner, so it's this sort of 45-degree angle into the room. And there's Weaver right in the center of the picture. I stopped tuning the dial. Hell, I think I stopped breathing. Eventually she spoke, but there was no real sound, just this awful hum. I read the closed captions. She said to go to the mine. I'd find something there. I can't remember her exact words. Whenever I try, I get distracted. Fuzzy.
Shannon coughs into her sleeve.
It's so dusty in here, right?
I hadn't noticed.
Maybe it's me. I'm kind of allergic to... What the hell was that? Did you hear that?
Must have been the church settling. Must have... Oh! Okay! Was this the church that the guy was maintaining?
Maybe. Look, it's one of the collectors from the...
Yeah.
Let's go talk to him.
The stranger activates the tape player slung on his shoulder. A crackly drawl echoes in the room. It is patient and sounds like it should be smiling. My regrets. I hope I didn't keep you waiting long. We don't see a lot of foot traffic these days. I guess you're here about the job. I'm afraid we only have one opening at the moment. Horrible business.
We're actually looking for some information about an old computer.
Certainly. I'll tell you everything you need to know. I've only just met you, but I feel certain there's a place for you here. I'll just take you over to meet the dispatcher, show you the trucks, get you familiarized. Oh, shit. We can converse as we go.
What is this place?
It's not an old church.
No, I guess not, but still. Bell has a kind of reverence to it. And what's that smell? Like bread? Baking bread?
Please, follow me. I think the idea is Conway is going to turn into one of these strangers. What's this button do? Oh! I degossed the guy.
Yeah.
I have to ask you to step in here a moment. This is for your safety, and adjust your outfits just a bit. There's some protective headwear up on the wall back there. Please remove your shoes and eyeglasses.
We don't wear glasses.
So that won't be an issue. Well, do us a favor and put on the headwear anyway. Just this way. Boo. Is this the power company? You think?
I don't know.
What's going on over here? More new arrivals this evening. Plenty to do. Got to relay the formula.
We actually just need to ask you about a computer.
Huh? No, the orientation is all done by voice and rote. We don't believe electronics have a role in our company culture. Computers are tools. Plenty of interesting mechanical this and that ahead, though. Shall we move on?
Wow, check this stuff out. It must be decades old, but it's in perfect condition.
One or two.
Either. They're both cute.
You really like old
You really
electronics.
Yeah, I've got it bad. That's why I got into this business, to keep old stuff like this running. Seems like such a shame to let it all just fall into ruin, you know? Like that computer back in the cave. XANADU. Decades of engineering, thousands of years of mathematics and philosophy, all petrified into living stone. How could you just let that fall apart?
Valid. Whoa! Oh, hi, Earl.
Oh,
This is Earl. He used to be a beekeeper. Borrowed some used casks to store the hives, but the interest accrued more quickly than the honey. Now he works for us here in Logist. Isn't that the bartender?
no, I don't think so.
Okay. What was his name?
You could see people at the main desk too.
Yeah, that was the new arrivals thing.
Oh, okay.
The first thing that we did.
No, I meant you can what's it called again?
Degoss.
DS or whatever. Degosser.
Yep. Nope.
That guy. Okay. It's wild.
This is what's gonna happen to Conway.
I mean, this is definitely what happened to the bartender, though.
Yeah. Shuttle. Here's the fleet, haha. Oh, we just use these to get around internally. How big is this place?
Yeah, they're both good.
Oh, it's grown a great deal over the years. Incredible to think, really. When Mr. Bishop founded this operation, it was only about 1,800 square feet, and half of that or more was occupied by camouflage to keep the law out. Hiding out in the back of an old church purifying spirits by handmade fire, a kettle and a dream. It's the whiskey. Yeah. So, the trucks are just east a ways, in shipping. You can become acquainted with the dispatcher there. Give me a tap on the shoulder if you see something that catches your eye. Always happy to show off the facilities. Sublime machinery. The whatchamahoozy, hard times whiskey.
Yeah.
Whee. Such a long ways to go. Here it is. Now I have to ask, as a matter of course, what kind of experience do you have driving trucks?
Yeah, the first one, I think.
I think the first one.
Yeah.
I drove deliveries for an antique shop, but up until this last run.
Aha, precious cargo. You'll do just fine. And you can drive. Safely, can't you? I haven't any doubt now. It's only after what happened with Miguel this evening.
I've been driving or Miguel. I really don't. They're both interesting.
Well, the dust is still clearing, of course. Perhaps he closed his eyes for a moment, or simply hit a curve too devilishly. I do pity ill-fated Miguel. He was good company, and slow to anger. But if we're speaking confidentially, well, with all that lost product to be repaid, bourbon and glass dashed across the interstate, and a few casks too, we're all just thankful he had no next of kin. So, let's see if we can ring up the dispatcher. Doolittle starts the truck and switches on the CB radio. A deep, monotonous voice drones from the dashboard speaker. 10:20 on the load. Come back. Up on the Hummingbird Cave, 10:12, City Kitty. This is a good time, dispatch? We may have found Miguel's replacement. Thought you might like to get acquainted. 10:9, come again. Introduce yourself. Tell dispatch something impressive about yourself. They're very well regarded here.
Do you folks know anything about a moldy old computer?
You folks know anything about a moldy old computer? You folks, 99 wheel holder, gotta pay the water bill. Ah, so I'm certain they'll call back before long. Let's take a look around the truck, eh? Control the wipers with this knob here. Doolittle fiddles with the controls. They seem to have a decent torque to them, eh? Can't say that or how they'd fare in an ice storm, but we must never delay a shipment. Better to assume the risk.
You folks watch the weather closely?
I wouldn't know it. If I saw it. Too many years of climate control. Have I mentioned I rarely, if ever, leave our facility? I wouldn't know the rain if it drowned me. Oh. This isn't anyone.
The day to drive in the rain.
They ditched class for the day to drive in the rain. It was pointless to stay. I'll review. He was a lost cause and she didn't need it anyway. She was smart. Bored. It was time to cut out. Shitty day for it, though. 83 in biblical flood.
Went to a bar.
They went to a bar. They pulled into a dive bar with an afternoon open mic. It smelled like rose water. They smoked cigarettes, drank awful hooch, whistled buckets of rain. She sang about someone she wanted once to have loved. Brown hair curled around her ear. She had a voice like Scotch whiskey.
Either.
They poured another drink. And another, and another. She worried it was getting dark out, that it was getting light out. They ended up in someone else's field, in someone else's car, an early morning joyride, and a sunrise collision. She got on the bus, and he hiked back to his car. He sat in his car and went over some options. Chicago? Toronto? Barrow? It seemed like a bold and impulsive gesture at the time as he pulled out of the parking lot. He removed his hands from the steering wheel for a moment and felt the car drift into a decision. Years later, he'd think of this as the moment he himself started drifting. A modest technology, but suited for the job, eh? Plenty good enough. Headlights work fine, see? Doolittle fiddles with the controls. That's important. Most of our product goes out at night. You never know who you'll run into in the daylight, and dusk can be treacherously misleading with all the indirect light. The magic hour, eh?
Magic hour, sure.
Magic hour, sure.
The angle of the sun at dusk and dawn means the light is mostly in direct reflections from the sky. Everything looks like a movie. It's all a bit softer. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Conway had to get off the highway. Too loud. Too murky. He turned off into some gray cornfield in Indiana.
He watched traffic and birds.
Seeing those migrations close up, they looked random. He thought about the load in the trailer. Thousands of plastic cups. Somebody wanted those cups in Rockford that night.
It wasn't going to happen.
It wasn't going to happen. He was only human. He'd been out since the headlights were on. Didn't even stop for coffee. He cracked a beer at 3, eyes on the road. 4:30, he dodged some stray cattle. The headlights were coming back on. Rockford could wait. Early morning couldn't be much worse than late night. What could they care? He just needed a few hours. So, moving on. Oh, sure. I know you'll want to look. Kick the tires. That's a thing we do, isn't it? As though our knees could exert the kind of force these tires see out there on the road. We're more likely to hurt ourselves. Isn't it the way, eh?
Tires look fine.
Tires look fine. Oh, I'm sure. It wasn't the tires that failed our dear Miguel. We are quite sure. Conway sat in a dim room full of folding chairs. The walls and ceiling were painted with old smoke. Someone read from the book. He drank coffee with a little sugar.
Waiting for it to be over.
He was waiting for it to be over. A few others shared. They spoke in abstractions like a program of action, a good orderly direction, spiritual but not religious, religious but not spiritual. All the things we tried. Then it was over. They clasped sweaty hands through a short prayer and stepped back out into the morning.
Started walking.
He started walking. He always started walking these days. It was good to slow down. It felt clarifying, like a walking meditation. The road ran by a creek for a while. He took an unforeseen detour where the creek and road parted, following the edge of the water. He skipped a few stones alone, then stopped to consider an overturned boat. It was a kind of serenity, that wandering and looking without purpose. He was coming to rely on those moments. Now, what else can we show you? Looks like it's just about ready to go out. We have some good, strong folks in shipping here, so you never need to worry about loading if you don't want to. Bit hard on the knees and back at our age, eh? Of course, you'll have to unload at the destination, but that's the job, and some drivers like the extra shift stacking and loading here.
Shouldn't really do any lifting these days.
I shouldn't really do any lifting these days. I see. Well, surely we can spare a dolly and carrying strap, for your health and safety. Conway woke up on baled hay. Everything was too bright. His head hurt, the usual. Lisette and Ira argued loudly just outside the open barn door. She wanted Ira to take him inside and shower, have some coffee, get to the job. Ira said there wasn't time. Conway was in no condition. It was an important job. They couldn't put it off. Ira said to let the deadbeat sleep it off and then send him packing. He said Charlie could do the job.
Stepped out.
Conway stepped out of the barn, shielding his eyes. He tried to say something reassuring, but just sort of stumbled around it. Lisette looked away. Ira just spat and went inside to wake Charlie. Ira was a stubborn man, so Charlie went along, and Conway drifted out again. He didn't hear about the accident until months later. So, what's next? The truck's radio crackles back to life. Driver, come back. Ah, there's dispatch. Now, tell them about your experience. Tell them the truck's in good shape. Tell them you'll start in the morning.
I really can't.
Really can't.
Yeah, we've got to finish this delivery in a few.
1033 dispatch, got 2 black eyes and a flock of crocodiles. Come back. 10-4, back it down and prick your eyelids, driver. Come back, Lem. 10-4. Come back, wheel holder.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah, remain silent.
Conway remains silent. Dispatch is addressing you. He's here, dispatch. Got your ears on? Good, listen to this. So, I think that went well. Let's head back up to logistics and seal the deal, eh? And I've got one more thing to show you. Whew. This is creepy.
Yeah.
You know, unlike the rest of the game. Perk. Whee! The fucking slow, creepy radio music.
Yeah.
Let's head back upstairs, eh? I have one more thing to show you.
Wait, we only came here looking for some answers about this stupid moldy computer.
Oh, the old man in the cave with the moldy computer. That black mold. It's drawn to whiskey. It feeds on ethanol fumes, you see. As we age the whiskey, some of it inevitably evaporates into the air. The angels share. It goes through the vents here and out into the caves. If we can scrape up that mold, we can usually apply some pressure and cold to it, squeeze and condense the angel share back into drinkable whiskey. Ugh. Every drop counts when you're making a living on the stuff. So we'd go down and scrape it off his equipment, just like any other place it grows. He kept sending his people here to drive us away. Paranoid, truly paranoid. Well, now we have the formula, so we don't need to go collecting mold. But we didn't do anything to his moldy computer. He just forgot the password. One of his assistants shared it with me. Dome in air. That'll get you going, I'm sure of it. So, join me upstairs. How upstairs? This upstairs? More upstairs? I think more upstairs.
I imagine all the way upstairs.
If you don't mind,
take off your hard hats.
no more health and safety. Oh yeah, the newcomers are gone.
Yeah.
Adding machine. Here it is, a beauty, wouldn't you say? It's an antique, you know.
What is it?
Why, it's an adding machine. This is where we come for our daily ritual, to calculate the day's interest and repayment according to the formula. I usually do so at the beginning of my shift, so I know how many hours I need in order to keep up. Yes, I believe you'll do well here, sir. Happy to have you. Congratulations, you're hired.
Wait, we can't.
It's customary here to start each day with a shift drink. Let's make it special. Mark the occasion. This is the top shelf stuff now. Single barrel.
He doesn't.
Down the hatch. Vina Memoriae Mors. Oh, the mouse is moving itself. Mouse is not on the desk.
Can you avoid it for long enough?
No, I literally can't do anything. It clicked on its own.
Ew.
Decent enough. Welcome aboard.
He's not working for you. We have to get back to this. He has a delivery to make.
What's this? Not working. Are you turning down this opportunity?
She's right. I have to make this.
I'm disappointed. And I'm afraid that leaves us with a delicate problem. As I indicated, this is the top shelf stuff you're drinking now. It isn't cheap. If it's not your first shift drink, well... And there's the matter of this tour just now. My time and experience are billed at quite a premium. This is not good for you, my friend. You're in quite deep, by my back of the envelope estimations. Well, we have that in common, I suppose. All of us. Yes, I'm afraid you'll have to work this off somehow. It's just the way of it.
What's happening right now?
You can start tomorrow. Take the time to settle your affairs. And of course, the interest begins to compound immediately and, well, we'll go over the formula when you get here. I should get back to work. See you tomorrow then. Fuck. This shit is evil.
Yeah.
So, I guess I start in the morning.
I guess.
I'm confused.
It's just the way these things go, kid.
Huh? Well, that still gives us a few hours to roam, right? Where's that ferry?
Oh. Oh.
We just got blackmailed into a job. We got indebted into a job.
That we kept trying to reject. Like,
Yeah.
we were like, we don't want a tour. We don't want your whiskey. We don't want any of this. And
That's how they get you, man. They're
Yeah.
like, no, you need this. You need this thing.
Yeah.
Here, get
Come
more
on,
and more in
like,
debt.
you're polite. You're a polite person, right? Like,
Fucking
don't say
fairy
no.
mammoth, okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Is that it?
That's got to be the end.
That
of
has to be the end of Act 3, right? End of Act 3. What the fuck, dude?
That was awful. Like, I thought it was like, it really was. They were like, it was awful. Let's not talk about what happened down there.
Damn.
That was really rough.
So good, though.
Yeah, great.
This game continues to be just straight up incredible.
Yeah, it's so good. It was so interesting.
Yeah. I think what I liked about... So Act 1 was wild. Act 2 was wild. Yeah. It was just a bunch of, like, weird shit happening. The first half of Act 3, more weird shit happening. But they managed to tie, like, everything together at the end of Act 3. Like, Johnny and Junebug. I guess we haven't really seen how Ezra connects in yet, necessarily. Yeah. But Lula and her whole thing, Conway, Shannon, Weaver, all of it sort of has come together. And with the first two acts, I wasn't sure. I was like, how much of this game is a contiguous, like, decipherable narrative, and how much of it is just a bunch of disconnected weird stuff that only shares vibes. And this is the act that made me go, oh, no, okay, there's something happening.
Yeah. They're telling a very specific story. It just feels disjointed.
Yeah.
Because I think of the nature of the zero and like this world that we're existing in is meant to confuse you, right?
Yeah.
It's not meant to feel cohesive, but it's like they're very clearly being pulled together to tell a very specific story, and it's super interesting. Super, super interesting.
Yeah. This is the act that gave me some amount of confidence that we're gonna wrap up in a way that like is satisfying. And I'm
and I can't be convinced that they're not in purgatory.
Yeah, right? Like this is
I
definitely...
feel like I can't be convinced that they're not in purgatory at this point, because it's like the glimpses that we get from Conway's life, right? Like his before life, like him dealing with alcoholism and like his like, I mean, we just got this massive unlock that he was supposed to go on that job with Ira that killed Charlie, you know, Ira's son, right? So it's like, that's huge. That's like so much guilt to just be carrying with you. It really does feel like we're dealing with our guilt from life, right? Like we've got a lot of stuff happening about like Weaver's disappearance, and like it feels like a lot of guilt from Shannon around that, and like we have Lula and her guilt of like leaving her companions, and like I just think it's so interesting. It's so interesting. It's really, really good. And I think it's a huge tell that Shannon is like, I believed Weaver was dead. I think Weaver is dead. I think she left and died and was killed somehow. Something happened. But we're seeing her now because we're all in purgatory together. We're all in the afterlife, wherever. So it makes sense that, of course, she's seeing her now. I think that just is what makes sense. Oh, it's so interesting and good. And like,
I feel like this is sort of like a journey into the underworld thing, like Dante's Inferno, right? Where I think Conway, I feel like Conway is dead. I feel like this is his walk into the underworld, into the afterlife. And that may be what the Hard Times Brewery represents. Because like Shannon isn't roped into anything. Shannon doesn't have the debt, and Junebug doesn't, and Ezra doesn't. And so I feel like this is about these are the people who are gathering around Conway on his journey to death, as as his life flashes before his eyes and he's confronted with what happened. But it's very interesting. And also, like, I don't know, Act 3 was long as shit. I don't know how long Act 4 and Act 5 are, but like looking at this circle, we've done half the game so far, so we still have roughly half the game remaining, including chapters and then interludes, I suppose. I'm assuming this is interlude, chapter, epilogue. So who knows?
I'm excited. And I have so many questions. I mean, like Julian being a bird.
Yep.
Like, I mean, like there's stuff like that I'm just like, eagle. I'm like, where are we? You know what I mean?
That boy's a bird.
That boy is a bird. So, and I think it's also interesting that Ezra's parents aren't here. Ezra and Julia's parents aren't around. It makes me feel like, well, they clearly died in their past, in the kids' past. So maybe this is like, maybe they're dealing with that grief and that kind of thing. They're working through their shit before they can move on, but maybe their parents already have and aren't here. Like it's so interesting. I'm not convinced that these people didn't necessarily know each other. Before. Like I get that sense of like we actually did know each other before, but we can't remember each other now because we need to relearn our shit, to learn things. I don't know. I'm so excited to see. I'm just so excited. I love it. It's so fun. It's really good.
All right. Well, more next week.
Yes.
But for now.
More next week.
Bye, bitches.
Bye, bitches.